To the research! So, it's Arthur Smith, apparently, as there's been about a couple hundred videos being made. I'm okay with it. Now, as far as people complaining about how poorly he did in Atlanta, there's a huge difference between being a coordinator and a head coach. And I'm going to go ahead and just steal from Bob Labriola from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He does 2 to 3 times a week question and answer, ask and answer is what it's actually called, about everything football and some things not football. A person from Elizabeth Township, Pennsylvania asked, why would the Steelers interview Thomas Brown from the Carolina Panthers for the offensive coordinator position with Carolina's past record? Doesn't make sense to me. Are the Steelers interviewing everyone or what? Now, the same thing could be said for Arthur Smith. Why are we hiring him when he was fired from the Falcons for poor performance? Bob's answer in whole is going to be long, probably going to be the entirety of the video. Let's go back to late January 1991. Bill Cowher had been hired by the Steelers to follow Chuck Noll as a head coach, and he was in the process of assembling his initial staff of assistants. One of the guys he interviewed had been the defensive coordinator of the Cincinnati Bengals, a team that finished the 1991 season 3-13 and in last place in the AFC Central Division. During that 3-13 season, among the 28 teams in the NFL at that time, the Bengals ranked 28th in points allowed, 28th in yards allowed, 28th in passing yards allowed, and 27th in passing touchdowns allowed. 9 different times over the 16-game season, the Bengals defense allowed 30-plus points. What was Cowher even thinking when he chose to interview that guy? Betcha that wouldn't have made any sense to you either. Know who that guy was? Dick LeBeau, who ultimately was hired to coach the defensive backs, and one of the things he brought with him was the idea and framework for the zone blitz scheme that was installed and became a huge part of the Steelers' defensive success moving forward. Sometimes during the interview process, it's smart to do some listening instead of just talking, and while I'm not advocating for Thomas Brown, or in this case Arthur Smith, to be hired, there's absolutely no downside to interviewing him and people like him. So for everyone saying we shouldn't have hired this guy or that guy, we should have went with this person over that person, this is what they did here, there, everywhere. Dick LeBeau was a defensive coordinator for the worst defense in the league. Bill Cowher hired him, and Blitzburg was reborn. As the offensive coordinator in Tennessee, he made Ryan Tannehill good and Derrick Henry King Henry. He got hired as Falcons head coach for a reason. The success he had in Tennessee as the offensive coordinator. So what's that mean? Expect a completely different offense next year, and hopefully one that's going to score more than 17 points a game. If we can get that to league average or better, we're good. Why do I say we're good? Our defense was 6th in the league in scoring. If we can get above average offense with an elite defense, we're good. Yeah, it's going to be another short video, but I just don't have it in me this week. So, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Got any comments for me telling me I'm full of crap? Leave it in the comments. It'd be fun. See you next week.